Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. At least 32 people have been killed and 66 injured after two trains collided in southern Egypt, the deadliest such incident in nearly 4 years. Pictures from the scene in the southern province of Sohag show train carriages derailed above a water channel with people trying to free passengers trapped inside. The health ministry said 32 people were killed in the collision. Train crashes aren't uncommon in Egypt, where the transport network is poorly funded and in need of maintenance. Friday's collision is the deadliest incident since August 2017, when two passenger trains collided near Alexandria, killing more than 40 people and injuring many more. New estimates suggest the stranded Ever Given mega container ship in the Suez Canal is holding up an estimated $9.6 billion of goods, and its removal might take weeks. Despite efforts to free the ship, experts say removing it might take several weeks, and international shipping companies have already started to seek alternative routes. According to Lloyd's List tracking data, there are more than 160 vessels waiting at either end of the canal. Some companies will be considering flying replacement merchandise for higher value products or transporting them via trains. European Union leaders have stopped short of banning vaccine exports after a protracted row with the Anglo-Swedish manufacturer AstraZeneca. At a summit, they gave backing in principle for toughening export controls, but a post-summit statement emphasised the importance of global supply chains needed to produce vaccinations.
The second quarter, what is committed?
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said AstraZeneca must catch up on the deliveries to the EU before exporting doses elsewhere. Vaccine rollouts in EU states have started sluggishly, with the bloc blaming pharmaceutical companies for not delivering promised doses. North Korea has claimed the missiles it launched on Thursday were a new type of tactical guided projectile in its first statement since the test. It was the country's first ballistic launch in almost a year and the first since Joe Biden became US president. Mr. Biden has said the US will respond accordingly. The US, Japan and South Korea have condemned the tests. Under UN Security Council resolutions, North Korea is banned from testing ballistic missiles. 3 people have been killed and many more wounded after Myanmar forces opened fire on anti-junta protesters waving black flags. At least 320 people have been killed in the crackdown on dissent since the February 1st coup. That's according to figures compiled by the Assistance Association for Political Prisoners activist group. Organisers have called for widespread protests on Saturday, observed as Armed Forces Day, commemorating the start of the military's resistance to Japanese occupation in 1945. Clashes have erupted between hundreds of supporters of a Bangladesh Islamic group and police in Dhaka over the visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The violence escalated, with protesters throwing projectiles while police fired rubber bullets and used water cannon. The Islamist activists have been protesting since a week ago, accusing Mr. Modi of stoking religious tensions. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has said Eritrea will withdraw troops from its border with Ethiopia almost 5 months after a conflict started in the Tigray region. Mr. Abiy said the soldiers are there to back Ethiopia's government as it fought a group that challenged the central government's rule. Thousands have died in the conflict, that's according to human rights groups. Eritrea has not confirmed the troop withdrawal. An update from an international conservationist union has revealed Africa's elephants are more in danger than previously estimated. The International Union for the Conservation of Nature revealed that the ivory trade and the loss of vital habitat all contribute to the endangerment of both Africa's forest and savanna elephants. The IUCN estimates approximately 415,000 elephants remain in Africa today. And finally, meet the man who has spent decades fighting the desert. Yakuba Sawadogo has been bringing life back to the arid lands of northern Burkina Faso, earning the Champions of the Earth 2020 award from the United Nations Environment Programme for his efforts against climate change. Rather than flee the region like many other farmers, Mr. Sawadogo decided to see if he could improve on the local Zai technique of planting through the use of innovative methods and with the help of termites. The UN says although it is a labour-intensive technique, through his work, Mr. Sawadogo did massively increase production for local farmers. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.